Welcome to Golden Nuggets, where truth and wisdom get married and bring forth enlightenment. Too often in life, we miss great opportunities because we keep playing it safe. For 2021, I want you to make a conscious decision to remove the safety net. Today, we are going to explore this necessary topic. I am Ezra, A.K.A. the voice of reason, over and out. And today we're going to be focusing on removing the safety net, removing that comfort zone, removing, that mindset that tells us to play it safe, that tells us to not push things a bit further, that encourages us to stay where we are. We want to remove that today. And I'm going to help you to find practical ways of how you can do that. And so, first of all, what's really key and what is really important is for us not to confuse safety with comfort zones. And many people deceive themselves into saying they're playing it safe and this is the safe move, when really they are stuck in their comfort zones. And in order for growth, in order for there to be change, in order for transition to take place, we have to step outside of our comfort zones. So let me show you what I mean. You see, when we're thinking about safety, okay, safety is not in terms of that, someone's trying to take your life or, not getting knocked down by a car when you're crossing the road. But safety is a temporary moment when physical harm is low. What do I mean by that? Whenever you're doing something that you are anxious about or worried about or stressed about, it has an impact on you in terms of your biology. And it causes, a chemical reaction, which is where our stress hormones are released. And this is like some form of harm, if you want to say. It could be a psychological harm. It could be a worry and a fear and an anxiety. And so what happens is safety is when we have that temporarily release, that moment where we relax, that time period where we take our foot off the pedal, that moment where we allow ourselves to recuperate. But this should be temporary. This shouldn't be a consistent. In other words, we shouldn't be living in the comfort zone. It should be a resting space that we go to from time to time. And this is why it's important to understand the difference between safety and comfort zones. Because if you're always in that space where there is no physical harm, where there is no challenge, where there is no difficulty, where there is no, obstacle to overcome, where there is no pushing, developing and growing of your muscles, whether that be resilience, mental, physical, emotional, or spiritual. And then we have the hazards. So a hazard is an object that is imagined to have the potential for harm. So what are the hazards in our lives? They are the challenges. They are the difficulties. They are the barriers. They are the individuals that cause us to have to be assertive. All of these are the hazards, those things that can cause harm, those things that can challenge us, that can stress us, that can worry us, that can make us anxious. But these hazards are not really stumbling blocks. They're not things getting in the way. They are the way. They are the only tool and source that can enable us to grow, to get better, to learn and understand ourselves more. And so we have to go through the hazards. That's the only way that we grow. That's the only way that we become better. That's the only way that we can know our true potential. And so when we stay on that safety net, When we stay in that comfort zone, we don't grow. And there may not be no hazards, but there certainly is no growth, no increase, and no development. And this leads me on to risk. So, what is a risk? A risk is the faith and trust required to suspend uncertainty to take an action. So, in other words, we have to operate out of a certain amount of faith, a belief in ourselves, and a trust in our potential so we can suspend uncertainty. The doubt, the worry, the indecision, the procrastination, all of these things that create uncertainty, we need to be able to trust ourselves to say, I can do that. This may be difficult, but I would overcome it. And so when we are able to take risks, to take action in spite of the problem, the situation, or the concern that is presenting us, that is when we grow. But we can only take risk when we remove the safety net. We can only take risk when you trust in your ability. You can only take risk when you believe in yourself. And so we all need to take risks to seize the moment. Sometimes opportunities knock once in a lifetime. You need to seize the moment. You need to seize the day every single morning. Attack it. Get up with intention. And we need to seize the opportunities that come up, that challenge us, the hazards that present themselves. Because it's only then that we grow. It's only then that we become the best version of ourselves. It's only then that we can live our best life. And so taking risks in life is something that we have to all learn to do. We have to all learn to do it. And the greatest risk is taking no risks at all. Because you are guaranteed to stay the same. You are guaranteed to miss opportunities. And you are guaranteed to be met by guilt and by shame and by doubt when you look at what you could have been. And so I challenge you today. I encourage you today. Even though it may be scary, even though you may do it shaking, go forth and do those things that you were destined to do. Because in trying, you will see your potential. In stepping forward, you will realize that you can do much more than you thought you could. And then by taking action, those limiting beliefs begin to be dismantled. And nothing great has ever been achieved without taking a risk in life. Nothing. There is nothing great that has ever been achieved that someone did it by staying on the safety net. And whatever it is that you can do or are destined to do, or you have a passion to do, or what your vision is, will ever be achieved by you playing it safe. So I want to encourage you today, remove the safety net. It is time, and this is your moment. Now, I just want to clarify that risk taking is not recklessness. I'm not telling you to do, really crazy stuff now. Things that is destined to fail and you're just trying to will it and make it happen. Because carelessness is a dangerous disease. And so I want you to understand that it is still about considering and making sure that the thing that you're putting yourself to or that you're trying to do is safe for you. But that said, I'm talking about not allowing limiting beliefs to stop you from going forward, because there will always be some amount of risk in the things that you're trying to do when it's outside of your comfort zone. And so we must have courage to bet on our ideas, to take calculated risks, and to act. So those things that you have, that thing that's bubbling inside of you, those things that you believe that you can do, that you could implant, that you could birth and bring forth to help others, take those calculated risks. Make that decision today. Step forward in your calling and act. You'll be amazed at what will take place. And so, the key thing that every single one of us must do is take ownership of your mind. The mind is the battlefield. And it's only by taking ownership of your mind, of creating the thoughts that's going to nurture you. Because wisdom is avoiding thoughts that weaken you. And it's only once we start to do this and we start to nurture the thoughts that's going to create the reality that we want. Because thoughts create things. And where the mind goes, the energy flows. So we have to have intention with our thoughts, with those 60 to 70,000 thoughts that we occupy each day. And so your life isn't an accident. I want you to know this. Your life isn't an accident. It didn't just happen. You created many of the events that happened in your life by your thoughts, by your frequencies, by the energy that you are letting out. And the universe grabs a hold of and bends back to you. It's a series of actions that you either did or did not initiate. Everything affects everything. And it's the universal law of cause and effect that manifests in all of our lives. But your thoughts are what you control, and they control your roadmap. So think positive thoughts. Think on the things that you can do rather than the things that you can't do. Think on the things that you want rather than the things that you don't want. Because your mind, your thoughts create powerful frequencies, and it is the magnet that the universe is drawn to. And we have to really get a hold of this. Everything is risky. People say, I don't want to take this risk. I don't want to try this. I don't want to do that. Everything in life is risky. And if you don't believe me, let's just have a look at this. Relationships are risky. When you choose to get into a relationship with someone, you don't know their past history. You don't know who they really are. You don't know if that person's a serial killer. You don't know what they're really like. But we still engage in it. Growth is risky because it means you have to push yourself out of your comfort zones. You have to do things that you've never done to become who you want to be. A mortgage is risky. Anything could happen during the lifespan of you taking out that mortgage. And then how are you going to pay your bills? Flying on a plane is risky. Anything could happen while you're up there. If one small error has been made, it could result in that plane going down. Driving your car is risky. Why? Because it's not about how good you are. You could meet someone on that road who is crazy, who is drink driving, or who has just got a death wish. Eating food. Because depending on what you put into your body, you could eat something if you've got an allergy and it could instantly, swirl up your throat. Eating is risky. If we're thinking about risk, everything is risky. Crossing the road is risky. You could be crossing a zebra crossing and someone just drive straight through and knock you down. Having a child is risky. Anything could go wrong during that process, the 9 months when it's in the womb. But then even when the child is born, throughout its life, there's so much things that can happen and go wrong. Even online banking, hackers can come in, people can, hack your account. Everything is risky. So don't, when it comes to you making changes in your life and when you developing yourself, start to play the risky card like everything else in your life isn't. But you still engage in those things daily. And so we have a choice. Life is either a daring adventure or it's nothing at all. It's something that you execute with excellence, or it's something that you allow to control and contain you. And so I want to encourage you, take risks today. Remove the safety net. Do those things that you know you should have been done, but you've been procrastinating about. You've been delaying, and you've allowed fear to hold you captive. Say no more. Take that risk today and do what you are destined and more than capable of achieving. And so it is about mind over matter. And it is about letting the past go. So many of us in our minds, we allow the past to control us. It's a dictator in our lives. It stops us from doing and being who we are meant to be because we're dwelling and manifesting who we were 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And if you are not willing to risk the unusual, if you're not willing to step out of your comfort zone, if you are not willing to remove the safety net, you will always have to settle for being ordinary, for doing the things, the standard things that everyone does. And you will never walk in your greatness. You will never fulfill what you were placed on this earth to do. And so I encourage you today, it's mind over matter. What you think about and see as you being able to do becomes your reality. And if you say I can't, then you are right. But if you say I can, you are also right. Make that choice today. Remove that safety net because you don't need it. You have advanced past that stage and it's time to move forwards. And so take a risk today. I encourage you to take a risk today. I don't care how small it is, but take a risk today. Do something that you've been telling yourself you should be doing for how long. Make that decision today and set a goal. Set a goal so big that you can't achieve it until you grow into the person that can. And that's how we grow. That's how we develop. Because what happens is your purpose pulls you forwards into a new character, into a new way of being, into a new mindset, into a new attitude. And that's how we grow. Let your vision guide you. Let it, bring you into that place. Let it drive you forwards with a spirit of excellence. Make that decision today. What is that dream that you've had? What is that goal that you've had? What is that passion that has been burning inside of you that you've constantly dampened with the water of safety and with the foam of your comfort zones and with the extinguisher of limiting beliefs? Today, make that change. This is your moment. Today, the time is now. Take that risk. Because action speaks a universal language. It is action that's going to change your life. It is action that's going to get to where you want to be. It is action that is going to create the divine turnaround in your life. It is action that's going to bring you the peace that you desire. It is action that's going to make you be fulfilled. It is action that's going to cause you to manifest your greatness. And so I want to just let you know, I believe in you. But even more importantly, I need you to believe in you. So be unstoppable, make history, and live your best life. And I just want to encourage you that, look at my YouTube channel. It has a whole range of videos dedicated to you to help and empower you to manifest your greatness and be the best version of yourself. So keep focused, keep your eyes on the prize, and remember, when the risk comes, know that you have the faith and the trust in yourself to handle whatever comes your way. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it unlocked insight for you. Leave a comment below and let me know how you found this workshop. And share this video with your friends and your loved ones, because they may need to just hear this message right now. And check out my channel for many videos dedicated to supporting and empowering you. And so remember to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell, for this is me calling you for our next one-to-one. So as always, stay blessed, remain grateful, and manifest your greatness.